interesting. The golden hues of fall are starting to give way to colder temperatures, but this year it almost seemed like Yellowstone National Park was awash in more color than ever.
MTN's John Shearer walked through the woods with park biologists to find out why that's happening.
This aspen stand survived the fires of 1988. Elsewhere in the park, some trees were not quite so lucky. But it turns out that the catastrophic fires, combined with ancient volcanoes and even present-day wildlife, all worked together to bring aspen back to many, many parts of Yellowstone.
You know, this is this year's growth here, and this is last year's growth right here.
Roy Rankin knows Yellowstone aspen well.
This is the year before.
He's been watching it grow since 1984. And this time, he has seen a change of wildlife change the trees.
With the reintroduction of wolves back in 95.
That's when there were 16 to 19,000 elk wintering on the northern range.
But over time, it's been really interesting to see how the aspen has responded.
Now, with half the number of elk on the land, aspen groves are bouncing back.
A decade ago, you'd be able to see in things like this willow, how all the willow was hedged back to this point right here.
But as is often the case in Yellowstone, there's no single explanation. The fires of 1988 also played a role.
It burned this area here, and one of the biggest surprises, though, as the forest began to develop, was all these aspen that showed up.
When these young aspens started popping up through the burned forest floor, that was big news.
Because we really had no documentation that aspen did indeed come and establish in burned areas.
And it happened all over the park.
It blows my mind to think about how much aspen seed that summer of 1989, early summer of 89, was deposited out on the landscape.
Where the aspen does best, the soil is sandy.
But it just sets the stage for plants that establish on her just to love it, because all the moisture that's in the soil is available to the plants.
Like so much in Yellowstone, this little grove of aspen is a study in change. Over the decades, over the centuries, these trees will die off. They'll be replaced by other trees that perhaps like the soil better or do better in the climate of the time. Then fire will sweep through. Those trees will be replaced by perhaps a new grove of aspen, and some generation in the future will be able to enjoy the crisp gold colors on a nice fall day. In Yellowstone National Park, I'm John Shearer for MTN News.
And the cycle continues. Rankin says aspen groves that escape wildfires will be replaced by Douglas fir trees, but he says that could take about 140 years. So
wow.
The cycle of Yellowstone is forever, ever moving.
What a visually stimulating package.
Get out and enjoy it while you can, too.
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful out there.
Park's kind of slowing down with the visitors, so it's a great time to go. It is time for a quick break. Matt's forecast is up next. Stay with us. It's Montana This Morning.